Welcome to Unofficial ACI Guide. This is Jody. Today we're going to look at using Healthscores and ACI to troubleshoot issues in our fabric. Let's take a look.
All right. Now we're going to look at additional ways that we can troubleshoot using the APIC. Now, like all other networking devices, ACI and the APIC will allow you to configure and send syslogs, SNMP traps, things such as that. But one of the unique things about ACI is the way that this is built. We have a health entity attached to every object in ACI. So what I mean by every object, the endpoint in ACI, which is your bare metal server or a VM that makes up your applications, the endpoint groups, the application profiles, all of those have Healthscores tied to them. The idea being is that if we have 10 or 15 devices that make up an application in one of our networks, and we lose a server, we lose an interface from a server, that 100 that you see there should be decremented. It should go down to indicate that the health of that application or that entity has gone down. So we're going to have Javed come through. He's going to go in and take down an interface to the Spirent traffic generator that we've been using to do some of the testing. And because that is configured, we've configured that interface to be a part of one of our applications. ACI will read our intent and say, hey, you configured this to be a part of your application. It's now down. I need to let you know about that. So we're going to shut down an interface. We're not going to tell you which one it is, but we're going to use the health score inside of the tenant to help guide us to which interface it is. So Javed, take it away.
Thank you. Here, as you can see, I'm looking at tenant prod, and the health score right now shows at 100%, so everything looks good. So I'm going to go to my traffic generator. I've got Palmer sending to Dingo traffic back and forth, and I'm going to go in Palmer. I'm going to shut this interface offline. So we lost the link. If I go back here, and let me refresh my screen. As you can see, now we have some losses, and now we're going to go ahead and drill each. So from the application profile point of view, net 100 EPG, net 102, and net 104, they've been impacted. And you can see the health score has gone down to 80. So let's just focus on one of these. I'm going to look at net 100 EPG, drill it down. And you see now it's 30, click again. So now it tells us node 1004 location. And now if I go over here, it tells us the port 815 is the one that is connected to traffic jam has been impacted. And
so if we go in, sorry, John, if we go into that application EPG, now that it's given us the 1004 ETH15, and we can look at the static path binding and
That's
see
right.
if we have a static path binding for that, right?
That's right. Here's static node
Okay.
1004 ETH15.
Okay.
So that's a quick way to find out the switch, where the switch and where the port impacted, you know.
Okay.
And
so if we go back and we whatever, we talk to the server team, they figure out the cable was unplugged or whatever, and they go through and they unplug that, they plug it back in. I would expect these scores to improve after that interface comes back up, correct?
that's correct. So also from the system point of view, and if you look at tenant,
You get a warning.
yeah, you see that warning on. So if I click on the less than 99%, which brings me back to, and also you see from the summary, there's something going on. See that? It says 80. So then I'll go to my health. And as you see, the health is less than 100%. And let me see if there's any faults here right now. No, there's no fault, but since the interface has gone down. But the health score is definitely, we need to investigate. That's how we,
Right. Okay. Well, very good.
Now
so why don't we bring the interface back up, and then, I mean, it will obviously take a little while once the interface comes up, the health isn't going to improve right away. There is a soaking period that these faults and that these health scores go through before it will come back to 100. So it'll take 2 to 3 minutes for this to be reflected inside of ACI. So if you bring an interface back up and it doesn't come back right away, don't worry about it. That's expected.
I just brought up the interface, so we're just going to have to wait. And as you mentioned, it takes a couple of minutes for it to show the health score back to 100.
Oh, looks like it's already back up. So that took, maybe we won't have to pause the video. Yep, it's already back to 100. Yep. So that took less than 30 seconds for it to come back up. Okay. Very good. Well, that's it for Healthscores inside of ACI. Javed, thanks for your time. Luis, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the video today. If you'd like more ACI how-tos, design guides, and best practices, check us out on the web at unofficialaciguide.com or on YouTube.